Canadian quantum computing company Xanadu has announced its plan to go public in a deal that will value the company at $3.1 billion. Let's get more on this from Christian Weedbrook, the CEO of Xanadu. Christian, thank you very much for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Why go public now? What's your reasons behind it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we actually started our current fundraise privately earlier in the year. We've seen since then a lot of the excitement that's existed in the public markets for quantum computing companies, and thought that now would be a great time to sort of engage in the public markets by going public. And I think that's really been validated with the fact that our PIPE ended up being $275 million. And over 90% of those new investors, including AMD and others. So I think that's been validated, and we're excited to be a public company.
And with that, you're also hoping to raise, I think, $500 billion in total, so another $224 billion you're still looking for. Any concerns you won't get the commitments on those?
So we had at least 5 LOIs in terms of SPACs that wanted to merge with us, so we're in a very fortunate position there. We ended up choosing Crane Harbor, who've been great partners with us, because of one of the reasons is historically they've had low redemption rates. So, based on that and the current trends in quantum computing, we hopefully will have low redemptions. That's out of our control. All we can focus on is building large-scale quantum computers.
And with going with the SPAC, any concerns? There's been some flameouts lately. D-Wave, one of them. Are you optimistic? What makes you optimistic?
Well, honestly, being optimistic is the name of the game when it comes to quantum computing. It's a revolutionary new type of platform for computing, something that we and others believe will change the world. So the end vision for us is to build a quantum data center with hundreds of server racks containing quantum computers that are networked together. We're on track for that by 2029 to do that, build it both here in Canada and with our partners and potential customers worldwide. So we're very excited about this new form of computing. It will revolutionize many, many different areas. And we're doing all this in Toronto, which we're really excited about.
And you have a big week coming up. You've got the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. You're waiting to hear from them to see if you've been shortlisted. What kind of an impact will it be if you are shortlisted, easy for me to say, and if you aren't?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've had great success so far with DARPA. We've had, I think, 4 proposals and projects with them historically, including, as you mentioned, the QBI DARPA program where we made a stage A. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens for the next stage. But I know the Xanadu's team and photonic approach is highly valued by many people around the world.
And from the Canadian side, we've got the budget coming down tomorrow. What would you like to see in it, and what are you expecting from it?
What we'd like to see is a commitment for investment in quantum. I'm excited to see what comes out in the budget tomorrow, looking at that very carefully. I think one of the great things that when we've spoken to politicians in Canada, they realize this is our opportunity now to strike. We always hear about the stories, AI being the latest one, where we've had a lot of the talent that was homegrown, but we lost it. We still have some great Canadian companies in the AI sector, but this is a chance now for the Canadian government to really hopefully support a lot of us, including Xanadu and other companies, to really make sure this doesn't happen again. And I'm hopeful that that will be the case. So fingers crossed for tomorrow. And
you mentioned you're staying headquartered here in Canada. How important is that for you?
It's very important. As you know, we're listing on both the NASDAQ and Toronto Stock Exchange. Half of the PIPE actually came from Canadian investors, which is great. Lucky we had a great partner in CIBC, which led the Canadian part of the placement. And so half of the money came from investors in Canada. And so I think it shows the appetite. Obviously, we'd love also to have, going forward when we are public, the Canadian pension funds to invest in us. So fingers crossed that they'll see the light with our photonic-based approach.
And of course, big talk, everybody loves to hear about job creation. What are you looking at?
Yeah, currently we have 260 folks, I think a little bit more than that now. 85% of those folks are actually based here in downtown Toronto, which is really exciting. We aim to add to 100 to 200 over the coming years to our base here. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you've got really great talent, you can attract other great talent, and that's what we've done so far. And Xanadu has been leveraging the, 50% of our folks have come from Canada. And so we are doing our part. We've been leveraging a lot of the talent that's come from the ecosystem, that's, the universities for the last couple of decades. And we hope to continue that. And I think government support and also the investors that we have will help us achieve that.
And just one last quick question. Fault-tolerant computers, risk involved in that, but you're putting a lot of focus on that. Any concerns?
Yeah, for the last actually 3 to 4 years, we're only focused on fault tolerance, meaning how do you have a quantum computer that has error correction and fault tolerance? Because that's where we see the value is in terms of changing the world and the true value when it comes to customer revenue as well. So we work on things like next generation batteries, quantum chemistry, material design, artificial intelligence, and so forth. So we think this is going to change the world.
Okay, Christian, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Christian Weedbrook is the CEO of Xanadu.